My
Is
best
your maximum?
lift is 120 kg posed on top with a vertical closure. The first lift was about 40 kg and I started practicing with people hanging on me. I was just following intuitive training and it took only 3 months of his coaching to reach 100. I just tried to avoid any sort of stress, just trying to sleep a lot. So my recommendation, even if you are not ready, is start competing as soon as you can.
Hello, welcome to this video. We are here to make an amazing interview to a master, Dima. How do you want me to call you? Master?
Just Dima.
Dima? Okay, perfect.
Master Commander.
Master Commander.
Yeah.
You want to introduce yourself?
Well, I'm Dima, aka Dima Pools in Instagram.
And what do you do in your workouts?
I do pull-ups, dips, rarely muscle-ups and squats, but I'm focused more on pull-ups.
And what type of pull-ups, like calisthenics with weight?
Weighted
Because I heard that
calisthenics.
you lift a little bit of weight.
Yeah, a bit. It's called weighted calisthenics
Okay.
or street lifting. So the classic street lifting is lifting for 1 rep with a maximum added weight.
Okay. And how many years have you been training that?
Specifically, street lifting only for about 3 years, but I was practicing weighted pull-ups for over 18 years.
18 years.
Yeah.
And how did you start?
I started long time ago when I was doing track and field, and I was a fan of pull-ups back then already, but I didn't think about adding any weight. And my track and field coach just took a girl from my training group and hang her on me, and I tried to do a pull-up with her, and I realized I can do a few reps, and I started practicing with people hanging on me.
How many kilos you think it was?
Oh, the first lift
50?
was about 40 kg.
40 kg.
Yeah,
Nice.
nice. Girl.
So this was your first like contact with street lifting, right?
Kind of.
Okay, and since then till now that you have like probably like I don't know if it's the world record, but close to a world record of how many kilos you
My
is
best
your maximum?
lift is 120 kg posed on top with a vertical closure but no horizontal closure.
Okay. And could you tell me the process since that lift of the girl, like 50 kg, till now? Like how many years? Like what were you doing and everything?
Okay, it was around 18 years and I've been practicing weighted pull-ups as fitness just because I loved it, but I was more focused on running. But still, as all the sprinters do, I was training strength a lot, upper body and lower body too.
Okay.
So, and I practiced pull-ups almost every day, weighted or not weighted, with a backpack at home or with people at the gym. So I didn't follow any routine. I was just following intuitive training.
Okay. And when you started like a serious workout?
I've started paying more attention on like heavy lifts during pandemic because I've seen a few guys lifting heavy in YouTube and I wanted to reach some heavy weights too. I didn't know what exactly I could lift, but during pandemic I reached pull up with also a person hanging on me, 75 kg for 2 reps. So approximately my 1 RM was about 80 kg. And I thought like, oh, okay, I'm not that far from 100. And I started like following a dream to lift 100.
Okay. And since then till 100, how much time it passed?
Well, I was not that consistent, so it took me 2 years. Also, it took me longer because I was sick a few times, probably COVID. So I lost a lot of strength and had to regain strength many times. And I also had a few step backs in training because during pandemic I also had a lot of stress and I was not training consistently. But everything changed when I went to Kazakhstan and met a few top-level street lifters. One of them is currently my coach, it's Matthew Zlat.
Okay.
And he offered me to become my coach, but first I rejected. I wanted to prepare to competition first by myself, so I did it. I competed first time in street lifting in Kazakhstan, and after this competition, Matthew became my coach.
Okay.
And I was at a point of 90 kg pull-up at this point, and it took only 3 months of his coaching to reach 100, because it was like specific training. Before I was mixing my routines, so it was like stamina and strength, and mixing is not that optimal.
Okay. And do you recommend this sport to like most of the people, like the people in general?
Well, because it's pull and push, basically, if you add a bit of leg stress, it'll be like a very good fitness. Probably it's kind of even more affordable for beginners than powerlifting in strength training, because you need just some weight. You don't need plates. You can start with using random weight to add on your belt or to use a rope, and you can even go just to a calisthenics park and practice there for the beginning. But when you start lifting heavier, you should go to the gym, get a proper belt, start using plates, ideally calibrated plates, just to make the setup comfortable. But the start, I would say, easier in street lifting than in powerlifting. It's less equipment, very natural exercises, at least pull-ups. Dips are more technical, but all heavy lifts are technical.
Okay. Can you show us how to make a pull-up, like a perfect pull-up?
Well, okay.
Like,
which bar can I take?
I think this one is...
Can I take this one?
Okay, I think.
Okay.
Maybe you can explain and show to the people how to do it.
Well, there is like a classical technique of a pull-up when you keep pretty engaged position in hanging with your back muscles a bit tensed when you hang, and you start moving backwards a bit. So you start with this movement anyway. Yeah, you don't pull directly up. You start a bit backward and you pull yourself up. My technique is a bit different. I relax and hang completely, and I put my head between arms, and I relax, and I do very intense backwards movement. So I go further, like this, and I switch to movement towards the bar after it. This technique allows me to get more speed from the start, which saves me energy for the pull-up closure. But this technique is not that easy to achieve with heavy weights.
Yeah.
First, what you should learn is just to engage all your muscle groups together from like prepared position. So you should start a bit tensed to feel how you really do the pull-up with the added weight. When it's easy for you and you learn this movement pattern, anyway, you should learn how to relax to get more speed.
How many months it can pass since you try a record? For example, let's say you are doing 80 kilos and it's your maximum. And then you start a process, I suppose, to be better at this with more weight. So how much time it passes since you try and then you are training, you create volume, I suppose?
It can be very different.
Okay.
For beginners, it's possible to lift pretty heavy much more often than for advanced athletes. But in my opinion, not every workout at least. Maybe once a week or once in 2 weeks you can try to lift pretty heavy. But the acceptable quality should be at least like touch the bar.
Okay.
If you cannot touch the bar, that's too much of ego lifting. Yeah, so for beginners, it's okay. For learning your nervous system activation, it's okay to practice heavy lifts a bit more often. I'm not saying it's optimal. It can be very different, the whole routine, but possible. For more advanced athletes, just lifting heavy outside of special training blocks can lead to poor performance and poor progression in the volume. Basic method is dividing your whole routine into blocks of training where you're not mixing types of stress, but you're specified on some rep range, and you stay in this rep range during some period of time. It can last from a few weeks up to a few months, depending on your goals, your level, and how far are the competitions from the current point.
Okay. And despite of the goals that you have or the people can have of lifting 80 kilos, 90 kilos, 100, do you recommend this sport like if it's healthy for your daily routine and everything?
Well, if you don't have any sport background and you haven't practiced basic fitness for a while, it can be not the best idea to just start lifting heavy, because probably your muscles and your joints are not that used to stress. So my recommendation for beginners to mix strength training with basic fitness to strengthen your body, just to be ready to lift heavier. Your core should be prepared, your shoulders should be flexible and strong enough. Your rotator muscles should be also ready for the lifts, just to avoid injuries in the future in the long term.
And what do you think of the people who think that they need to work out 7 days a week, 5 days a week, 2 hours to be healthy, to be strong? Look at you, you are super healthy, super strong, and you work out how many times per week, more or less?
3 times per week. I cannot say I'm super healthy. I cannot say overall doing sports on the limit is something healthy.
Okay.
Fitness is healthy. And I can say that the workout, the training process itself can be very different depending on the athlete. And what people should focus on is the importance of the recovery instead of the importance of the training. You can check your body limits by giving yourself more stress, but if you feel it leads to poor performance, it means like you cannot recover, and if you cannot recover, you cannot progress in any lifts. So the training stress should be limited anyway, even if you are extremely ambitious. For athletes of a higher level, it's just extremely hard to recover if you lift heavy in a short period of time. It's possible, and some athletes do it, like Philippe, I don't remember his surname, well-known guy lifting very heavy on Instagram. He trains a lot, and on rest days he can do pretty heavy sets, running a lot, doing some other stuff, and still recovering. But he's a unique athlete. Most of top-level athletes you can see in the internet are genetic freaks. Basically, their genetics is, like exceptional, and you shouldn't follow their routine, in my opinion. You should always listen to your body or your coach who is regulating your stress in training.
Really, really interesting. And do you recommend any supplement for athletes or for people who are starting in street lifting? When do you recommend them to take them if you think
Most of my sports career, if you can call it so, was without any supplements. I rarely took any vitamins. And when I was started focusing on strength training, I started taking creatine, and I feel it helps me a lot. And I don't feel any side effects, even though I didn't make any pause for years already. I take not much, 5 grams per day,
Okay.
but I'm consistent and I don't feel any problem with it. Currently, I also take magnesium. Helps to release stress. Our body consumes magnesium for any types of stress, and in a modern life, we are constantly stressed by something. It's not training stress, it's daily life stress, financial issues, any family relationship or school, everything, each stress considered as important in strength training, and adding more magnesium helps to recover better, to sleep better, and just to increase the amount of this mineral in your body, just to support your body. Probably that's the main two. Also for strength training, B group are also very important because they're used in the whole process of muscle gains and a lot of other things. I will not add more information here. I'm not good at supplements.
So
Right.
magnesium,
Creatine.
some vitamins like B group,
Yep.
creatine, and that's it, more or
That's
less.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's maybe a good idea if you don't eat a lot of meat to add something. I'm not sure how to call it in English. Just for your joints, you should have enough of not collagen, but another thing. Collagen, I think so. Yeah, right. That's a good idea if you want to just support your joint health.
And can you take us from the day before or 1-2 days before you trying a new record till the moment that you pull a record? For example, let's say that you are trying 100 kilos. What do you do the days before and during your 100 pull?
Okay, I'm a horrible example here. Ideally, what you should do is probably just a little bit cut your calories to and drink slightly less water to get rid of water your body doesn't actually need. Especially when you take creatine, your body saves a lot of water, and it can weigh up to a few kg, and each kg added in 1 RM lift is a lot. I don't do it. I tried it, it causes stress, and I don't feel strong when I did it. I tried it before the competition. So my main focus before heavy lifts is not overthinking about the lift, releasing all the stress as much as I can. So I just try to avoid any sort of stress, just trying to sleep a lot, not thinking much about stuff outside of training. And that's an optimal way for me to lift heavy.
How many hours you recommend to sleep for an like you?
At
8?
least 8 hours.
An optimum?
The more, the better. 10.
10
10
hours.
is the best.
Okay. And about the lift, what do you do in the workout of a heavy lift? What do you drink?
Okay.
What are you thinking? How mentally you are prepared?
Well, at the start of the day, my main food is contains a lot of carbs. That's what I'm focused on. I don't eat any protein. I eat rice, sweet stuff, or something that contains a lot of carbs to get more energy and to prepare my body to the lift. I wait for the moment when I feel I'm ready to go to the gym, because I have pretty free routine during the day, so I can choose when to go to the gym. It can be a bit different depending on how I sleep. Sometimes I prefer afternoon, sometimes I prefer closer to evening, depending on my nervous system condition. I just wait until a moment I feel I'm ready. I'm confident in my today's lift. While I'm doubting, I'm not ready, so I will not go to the gym. And when I come to the gym, I try to zone out from everything. I listen to music. I don't talk to people. At least I prefer not to. So I zone out, try to focus, do a good warm-up, but trying also to save more energy for the lift itself. Before the set, I take 2 or up to even 5 minutes to prepare my nervous system to the lift. I walk a lot, thinking about what I should do during the lift. I'm focusing on the start and the closure, and I'm trying to imagine how my lift looks. I'm not thinking about the result and how I feel after. I think about what I should do. I also breathe heavily to activate my nervous system. Sometimes I can even, right before the set, I add some small things like a bit of roaring, which helps my brain to think like that I'm in a dangerous situation. And I feel already so excited, nervous. I have a lot of adrenaline, and I feel I'm ready for the lift. That works great for pull-ups, because in pull-ups you don't need control of your lift. You just need to show the power. In dips, it's a bit different. You need to calm your mind to control the balance of the lift. So this preparation should be limited, not to get overexcited before the dip. But for pull-up, yeah, you go all in. You should be ready 100%, and you should be absolutely confident that you will complete the lift. It's very important mental preparation. You should get rid of any second thoughts. If you start the lift with some second thoughts that maybe you will not manage, it's a disaster. You will probably fail. So you should develop a mindset of a champion.
And do you recommend any sugar, water before the lift? Or maybe you want to share your magic, your
my
magic
secret.
trick?
You know my secret. I drink some soda water.
Okay.
Yeah, the red and black one. Usually, I prefer. Yeah. I also drink electrolytes to support my body, because I live in a tropical climate and I lose a lot of water during my workouts, and I want to regain the minerals I lost.
Okay. And what is the most common mistake of the people who start in street lifting?
I would say it's not enough rest between sets. People think that if they're not pushing themselves each set during the training as hard and fast as they can, so they plan 10 sets, each set is to the limit, and the rest between sets is like 2 minutes. It's already another type of training. It's closer to stamina training, and that's what I see even pretty experienced athletes do, with a goal to train strength. But the idea of strength training is to learn to perform on your limits. So to engage as much of your muscle fibers as possible in one lift. And that's why each of your reps should be max speed, max effort, and with a great focus, and that's it. To be ready to do it, you should rest between sets. For pretty light sets, it can be 5 minutes is all right. For really heavy, it can prolong for 10 and even more minutes, depending if you're able to still be in a good condition with such a long rest.
And you want to talk about any injury that you had in the past related to this, or?
I would say most of my injuries were not because of street lifting. I had some problem with the shoulder, but it was because of handstand push-ups when I tried CrossFit. A few times I had like a golfer elbow, from dips. That was an issue, and it was easily resolved by a very good advice of my coach, just using soft elbow sleeves, not like the hard ones that helps you a lot, but soft ones, they keep your joint stable, and more importantly, they keep the joint warm, which is good. And I almost never experience any golfer elbow.
Maybe you want to show us how to do a dip.
Oh, I'm not a professional in dips.
About the how to do a dip for beginners, for example, or for people who are confused, like how to do it, how to.
Okay, I'll try. So in street lifting, same as in any strength exercises, the main idea of exercises where you have to balance somewhere, so you need some control. The main priority is safety and the balance itself and the control of the movement. That's what you should understand. And a lot of technical aspects come just from these ideas. Not to cheat, not to just do some ego lifting, but to keep the rep safe and controllable. And a huge difference between bodybuilding dip, which looks like that when you go down with the vertical body, and so you keep your body vertical, you go up and down. For street lifting, it's not optimal, in my opinion, because you overstretch your pectoral muscle here, which can lead to an injury. In street lifting, many athletes use leaning to help with this issue. So part of the movement goes not down, but forward, moving your deltoids forward while moving your hips down until you reach 90 degrees, and then you go up. The thing here is when you lean forward is that the angle between your arm and your body is sharper compared to bodybuilding, where your angle is like that and your pectoral is overstretched. When you lean, your angle is sharper, so your pectoral is not so stretched, and that's for safety. Also, it allows to engage deltoids better and engage your back muscles better when you lean. And when your back muscles are better engaged, you can use your pectorals more efficiently.
Okay. And do you recommend any exercise complementary for street lifting? For pull-ups or dips, any exercise that can help you to improve?
Any accessory lifts are not necessary, in my opinion. So you can do just basic exercises. What probably is useful for pull-ups, also not for each athlete, is one-arm cable pulls. The idea of one-arm cable pull is you go out of the range of motion of a regular pull-up if you can pull up to here. Especially, it's good if you do pull-ups, not chin-ups. In pull-ups, you're very limited on top because of your mobility, and you cannot work and really engage a lot of muscles on top. In chin-ups, it's better, and a lot of people can pull even up to chest, and it's not a big difference. So the range of motion is very different compared to pull-ups. And muscles that are engaged on top can be trained by one-arm cable pull-ups because of extended range of motion.
Okay. And talking about cardio, you think it's important?
Whoa.
We are in Phuket, by the way, and these things happens in Thailand. Do you recommend to do cardio to the people?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Having a good developed cardiovascular system allows you to recover better. And it's important, especially under heavy stress of strength training. But you don't want to overdo cardio. You should choose time when you do it wisely. You can do very light cardio after your strength workouts on your rest days, but the intensity should be very limited, not to get extra stress to recover, really. It should support your recovery, not to cause too much of adaptation for your body, especially when you're already close to your limits in performance.
Okay. And talking about stretching and mobility, can you tell us the importance of that? Is it important?
It's an injury prevention routines mostly. It's extremely important. People who ignore mobility and stretching routines are much more likely to be injured. But very important thing here to mention that most of stretching exercises should be dynamic, because dynamic stretching doesn't have almost like any disadvantages, and regular passive stretching, when you stay under the stretch position for a very long time and you want to stretch your muscles a lot, can cause weakness that can lead to an injury in the future, especially if you do it before strength training. So I recommend doing dynamic stretching.
Every day or?
For your warm-up before your session, and after your heavy session also a bit of practice, like 5-10 minutes, but consistently.
Perfect. Is there something else you wanna share with the people, like who are starting or who are not starting and are stuck in the process of lifting really heavy?
I can give a tip, like if you are stuck, don't try to do the same you did before being stuck. You should change something at least. You can change the rep range you practice. You can change your frequency of your workouts. You can add a bit another like more dirty technique, for example. You can change your grip and practice with a chin-up or neutral grip if you're talking about pull-ups, or instead dips, start doing mixed routine of dips and bench press, for example. So you should change a bit for 1 or 2 months to allow your nervous system to adapt to something new. Then you come back to your previous routine. Your body will be more adaptive to the previous routines you did. So you can actually go through your plateau by just allowing your body to get used to something new.
For me, I think I finished with my questions. I think you explained everything so good and clear.
Okay.
So I don't know if you wanna add something or.
I don't know. Okay, what I can add. A lot of people think that they should achieve some particular level of strength before they start competing. Yes, some competing requires payments, and you want to, I don't know, to win something in competition. But just competing is also experience that you should gain. So I recommend to compete as soon as you started. Just try yourself. Compare yourself to other athletes. You'll be more motivated. You understand some aspects of technique that requires for competition. You will understand how to organize your preparation inside the competition, how you organize your warm-up, how you rest, how you keep your muscles warm, what you drink, what you eat, how you prepare your body for the weighing before the competition. So it's like a skill. Also, your mindset during the competition, not to get nervous, not to be disturbed of the crowd watching or the camera filming you. You should get used to this stress. Some people can get benefits from this stress. A lot of athletes who doesn't have much experience, they can be overstressed during the competition. So my recommendation, even if you are not ready, not in your best shape, but you want to compete, start competing as soon as you can.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate everything you share. I will put his Instagram or somewhere, so you can ask him directly or or maybe you can coach them to achieve new goals. So this is everything we wanna tell, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Okay, done.